Alright, what's up guys, Luthier here, and today we're going to be playing for the PU Open. I know I uploaded the first video of the entire Grand Slam series with UU Open, but now I'm going to be playing PU. And we're going to be playing So Noisy, which is, he's a player for, the Indian World Cup team. But, anyways, yeah, so I just have, a couple of teams here, in PU. I'm not really that great at it, but I've played a couple of games with it this gen. So we're gonna try to see if we can actually win with it. And let's see, what we can do, despite not knowing too much about the tier. But anyways, we're just gonna accept, and then we go look into the battle once it starts. So anyways, have fun. Oh, it's mod joined. Okay, that's fine. Anyways. So we're gonna hit the timer. So what are we gonna see looking off the bat? So okay, so T-Spikes look really good in this game because his only really real form of hazard removal is his rhyme. And that's gonna be like spin, bulky, slack off stuff. Stojorner, I don't even know how to say it. Whatever, stone thingy. It looks decent, but I have to get rid of Palpitoad and then start chipping away at throw and whatnot. Future Sight plus actually, Future Sight plus Stone Edge looks pretty good, but it just comes down to me being able to activate it. And then Shiantic is pretty nice for checking things like Pikachu and whatnot. And then I can also throw out a Spore whenever I need. I want to be cognizant of the throw being something like Bulk Up Earthquake, because I lost to that a couple of times during tests. So I'm just going to try to look out for that. And then his rhyme is really annoying for me to deal with. Let me see if my Dusknoir even kills it from full. Let's see. So Dusk Noir. Did it not import my sets? Oh, that's the wrong team. Okay, hold up. That's a different team. There we go. So let's see how much Dusknoir does. Oops. Alright, we gotta re-import it. Okay. Dusknoir. Okay, nice. We're gonna see how much that does to a rhyme. Mr. Rhyme. So a sneak is not gonna kill it, but I need some chip on it to kill. Anyways, we're gonna probably lead off with our Marini. It leads well versus everything but the rhyme. And even for the rhyme, I have Behem to soft check, and my own rhyme to soft check it. But honestly, if I can get the T-Spikes up and start pressuring the type null, my rhyme looks actually pretty amazing in this game, so I just gotta be cognizant of that. Anyway, so we're just gonna... Actually, I'm gonna lead off with Shiantic. Actually, I'm not. I'm just gonna lead off with Shiantic because it leads off well versus everything but rhyme as well. But Marina doesn't lead off well versus Pikachu, whereas Shiantic does. So I'm just gonna lead off with Shiantic, as he does lead off with Pikachu, and this is just gonna be a free Spore for me. Okay, he does go into type null. I'm always gonna make the Marini play here, and it'll suck if he gets like a U-turn off of sleep rolls, but then I don't really think I can do much about that, which is okay. Or sleep talk, if that's what he's gonna go for. Yep, does have sleep talk, does not get the U-turn, which is really nice. So I can get my T-Spike up here. If he goes into rhyme, I don't want to risk any taking any damage with my Dusknoir. And he should also fear the knockoff. Well, he doesn't. Honestly, I don't think it's a play to go Dusknoir here. But I think he should fear it regardless. Or not, well, not fear it, but like, if he spins a Dusknoir, he loses way too much. So I don't think he would obviously go for it. So I'm just going to go into my rhyme to soft check whatever he decides to go for. He does go for the rapid spin, which is fine. Okay, so in the future, we can start to try to get aggressive, depending on what he does. I'm just gonna click a... I'm gonna click a Nasty Play here. Because if he decides... Okay, so if he's the same set as me, it could be problematic. But I'm just going to click Nasty Plot here and see what it goes for. As he does go into Type Null, which is fine. Again, I'm going to go back to my Marini here. I don't want this taking too much damage. Because it soft checks his Rhyme. And I struggle with switching to that usually. So I'm just going to go into my Marini here. As he does get a 1-turn sleep. And then I'm going to be able to deal with the Type Null that way. Anyways, I'm just going to get up a T-Spike again. And then if he brings in Rhyme this time, I'm just going to go into my Dusknoir to spin block. But he goes into Palpitoad. Try to get rocks. I'm just going to go Sciantic here. And... honestly, I'm just going to click Moonblast. Because even if he goes into Rhyme... like, okay, so his 2 plays here are essentially going to Type Null or into Mr. Rhyme. And if he goes into Mr. Rhyme... it'll be taking a lot of damage, and then it'll be put in sneak range from Dusknoir, and then if he goes into Type Null, it'll still be taking a lot of damage, because Moonblast plus Toxic Spikes is going to be doing a lot of stuff, too. As he does go into Type Null, I am slower than this, so I don't think you're ever going to go for a U-turn here. I'm actually going to make this... because I don't want this taking damage, because it doesn't have great recovery other than, like, Strength Sap. Plus, it's my way of dealing with Pikachu. I might just go for a Toxic. I'll just go into Marini here. I just make the rest play. At this point, I'm just going to click Scald. Yeah, I'm just going to click Scald. After, okay. Makes a smart play by not clicking Sleep Talk so he doesn't force in another Mon, but I'm just going to click Scald again. Okay, but then he clicks it that time. Nice. I avoid the Crush Claw, which is whatever. I'm going to click Scald now, and then if I can get Chip on the Rhyme, it'll be okay. As he does go into Rhyme. Takes 11, so let's see if we can get any damage. Why doesn't it? Okay, whatever. Marini versus Rhyme. So that is bulk. It's going to be bulky. So that means it's not Nasty Plot. Which means my Rhyme should beat this, like, almost forever. But I want to keep T-Spikes up, so I'm just going to go into my Dusknoir here. As he does make the freeze right play now. And honestly, I don't even know if I need the band on this or not. I think Earthquake might be a safe play because it hits absolutely everything on his team. And it does so for a lot of damage too. So I'm just going to click Earthquake as he does go into Palpitoad. Takes a nice 30. At this point, I'm going to go Behemoth. And then I will Teleport. Because he doesn't have good switch into Earthquake anyway, so he probably will just stay and click Toxic or something, or Scald. That's fine. I'm just going to Teleport here, as he does bring in the Type Null. But this means, how much does Rhyme take, or my Mr. Rhyme, take from a Crush Claw? Oh, I need to, okay. Where are you? Okay, Mr. Rhyme from a, what is it called? Type Null. Sure. Okay, take less than that. Honestly, I think this is a fine play. Because, okay, the reason I think it's okay is because if he does go into Dusknoir, then I get to at least reveal what type of Dusknoir he is, lefties or not. And then if he does go into, like, if he stays in, I can always recover this up on his Rhyme anyways. So I'm just gonna Rapid Spin here. It does just go for the U-turn and gets a crit, which actually really sucks. Yeah, that was bad, but he's letting me recover here, so nice. And honestly, I think Ice Beam is free here, regardless of what he wants to do. Yeah, I don't even know if he can touch me. Can he? It's toxic. Okay, they usually don't run that. But all right, that's kind of annoying for me to deal with. But I can just slack off here, get back to full health. Seeing that he's this set though, I think my Behem should wall it. And because since it is defense, let me see how much my Behem takes. Behem. Okay. From Mr. Rhyme. Let's just say even okay. So assuming he's max special attack, which I know he's not, it's like a roll to 2 KO. So I'm just gonna go into my Behem and I can just recover up here. And honestly, nothing he goes for can really pressure me because I have no item on my Behem. This Dust Noir is not gonna do anything to me, which is really nice to note. Let me see how much Dust Noir does, even with like okay, even if it's like banded or something. Yeah, Sneak is not going to do that. Actually, it'll do a lot. I'll scout for it, though. It's fine. Yeah. I think we should be fine. How much does Dust Noir... Okay, let's just use Banded. Dusk. Noir. Oh, my God. Alright, Dust Noir. Okay, I'll just use this and put Choice Band on it. Choice Band. How much does that do to my Marini? Okay, Marini. Okay, it doesn't. I can definitely soft check it. It does go into type null, which is weird. The thing is, I need this healthy. I don't think they run min speed. Like, I know they run, like, little speed, but I don't think they run min. And let me see how much I'm taking anyways. So, Behem. From a type null. U-turn is going to do... It does quite a bit. And it might put me into a KO range of Rhyme. So, I'm just going to make the safe... safe Marini play. God. Actually, I'm gonna go Sojourner because well, I can't even say it right. Let's say he does like make the double into Pikachu or something. I can try to lure it in with my Scarf. As he does make the U-turn play, which is whatever. Yeah, this is fine. I think I'm in an okay position. As he does go throw, this is okay because I have Shantic, basically almost just for this. He's definitely gonna click knockoff, but like that's fine. Yeah. If I want to get aggressive, I can make a double in a Dust Noir. And honestly, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna make a double in Dust Noir. Nice. And I'm gonna trick this. I don't really need the ban for much. And if I can cripple this type null, as he makes, wow, that's a play. Okay. Okay, that's fine. But he reveals what type of Dust Noir he is. This means I can just go into my Marini here. Covers that. That's so much. But I get to bring in my Behem here. Because I'm no item, Poltergeist does not affect me. And I can just click my teleport. And he'll probably go into type null. But that's okay by me. As he brings his Mr. Rhyme. Again, also okay by me. And I can bring in my Dust Noir this time. And I want to click an Earthquake here, predicting his type null, but I don't think you should ever go into your type null there. So I'm just gonna click Poltergeist as he is going to throw, and that does so much. So we're gonna be able to 2KO this for sure. If I want to get aggressive, I can double into something covering the type null. But I don't know what covers the type null and the throw. Like I don't want to go into Stoge. I'm just stone. I don't want to go into the stone here because like if he stays and clicks for the fighting move, then I'm in a pretty bad position. but I'm just going to click Poltergeist here and pray that he stays in. And worst case, if he goes on Type Null, he's going to be recovering anyway, so I can just bring in my, I can bring in like my Marine and get up spikes. Or, yeah, I can just bring in my Marine and get spikes. I don't know if the Palpitoad runs rest or not, but like getting this low and the Palpitoad low means that my Stoge, stone thing can put in a lot of work later in this game. So I just got to be cognizant of that. Let's see. Also, because my Sciantic is knocked off, I think that what? Okay, you just gave me Pikachu. Nice. Okay, that's great. Okay, anyways, so as I was saying, also because my Sciantic is knocked off, that means I hardwall the Dusknoir now with my Sciantic. And it's also playing around with effect spawns and whatnot. So, anyways, I'm going to bring in my Stone here, as he's going to probably rest. Oh, wait, I meant to go Marini. I don't know why I did that. That's fine, whatever. I'm just going to get at my rocks here, as he doesn't make the play to throw. I'm going to make Sciantic play here because they usually do not run Poison Jab or anything that can touch me. And I can always just Strength Sap and then recover. Plus, again, playing around with FX Spores. He doesn't make the Rhyme play, which is a pretty good play on his part. But I don't really care. I can just go Behem. And that should be able to survive the 2 KO. As he does make the play to Type Null. Pretty nice play on his part. But I can just recover here because he should be faster and nothing he goes for can kill me. Does get the defense drop with Crush Claw, which is actually super annoying. Actually, a play I can make here is just go to my Dusknoir. And the reason I can make that play is because even if he gets a U-turn, nothing he brings in can do any damage to me. Like Rhyme, Rhyme doesn't want to come in. Dusknoir is taking Rock's chip, plus I have Sciantic to wall, so I can just go into my Dusknoir right here, and that's fine. And I can click Earthquake after, as he doesn't get the rest roll. Honestly, I think Trick is fine too. I'm just gonna go for a Trick. As he does stay in, gives me that, and this is perfect because now I beat this 1v1 with like a lot of my mons. So yeah, the only annoying thing is like this Dusknoir is slowly getting into range of Freeze Dry, which I want to prevent if I can. But I think we're still okay. Does make the Dusknoir play again. Sciantic is gonna hard wall this Dusknoir, and that's always gonna be my play. I likely think he's gonna double the Rhyme here, but I still have him Behem, which is okay. So we'll see what he goes for, as he does make the Darkest Hilaria play. What? Okay. Either way, this is a free Spore for me. It doesn't make the Type Null play, but that's okay because I can just Strength Sap it all back. I do not think a Crush Lock kills me. It does get a U-turn, which is kind of bothersome, but it's fine. But what? I didn't know I healed up that much. Okay, fine. I mean, I'm not going to complain, obviously. Just going to go into my Behem here on the Rapid Spin, and I'm going to recover back. Okay, so, for some reason, at this point in the recording, my software that was recording just stopped working. And when I tried to start it up again, I recorded the rest of the series, but, like, the audio was not present at all. So, I just wanted to do some, like, post replay, just comments on, like, what I was thinking. So, that way I can just at least, you know, make up for, like, the missed content due to the audio software or whatever. So, I think this is where I left off. But anyways, just going through whatever. He goes to Dusknoir here, and I'm just going to make the recover play. And at this point, I realize that he is walled by Sciantic because I have been knocked off, right? So Poltergeist is not going to be able to do anything to me. And I can just go for a... I go for Moonblast, and then I can make the play right back into Behem because it's basically my designated way of beating the Rhyme. The thing I have to be cognizant about is that I'm going to be burning a lot of recoveries because he's going to make a smart play and keep on fishing with stuff like Freeze Dry, but I do lose a lot of recovers in the process, so I have to be pretty aware for that. But either way, I finally get to just like... no, not yet. Keep throwing off the recovers, and then I think it's this turn that I finally just throw off a Shadow Ball. Because that's what I have. Yep. And then I get the Spit After Drop, which is whatever. I'm just going to recover here, I believe. Did I recover here? just go for Shadow Ball. Just, you never know if he's gonna toss it or not. So just go for the Shadow Ball. I don't know if I'm exactly faster or not, so I make the double to Shiantic because it's my way of dealing with throw. Double some Palpitoad, which is a nice play for him because he gets our Brox here. But now he brings in his Rhyme again. He's probably going to go for Recover, but I can't really stop that. But the reason I go for Behemoth is obviously at this range I'm going to be 2 KO'd. But the 2 outcomes are either A, he just goes for a Freeze Dry. And if he goes for Freeze Dry, then he's remained low at 13%, right? Or B, he goes for the Recover, and then my Behemoth just recovers off however low he is anyway. So it doesn't really make a difference. So he doesn't go for the Recover play at that turn. That means my Behemoth is going to be able to recover back to full. And because this is now tricked with Choice Band, I just recover here because I know I live everything. But because he went for the Sleep Talk there, okay. So at this point, I thought that the type Null had clicked Rest, and it was already at 2 turns of sleep. I should have realized that the reason that it was asleep was because I put it to sleep with my Shiantic. So I made a pretty weird play. Just not knowing, but then got rewarded. But my logic was that because he was locked into Sleep Talk and he was going to wake up the next turn, he was going to be able to kill me with anything. So I did just go for the teleport there. And because he went Dust Warrior, I can basically just go into my Shiantic and get a kill. The reason is because Type Null can't beat me because it's Choice Banded now, and it's Choice Lock. So I just go for that, and then I click Spore there. Again, it was at this moment that I realized that he had rest, that I had clicked Spore, and that was the reason he was sleeping out, because he clicked Rest. So I went for Spore there because nothing, because I assumed that he was asleep, and because he was gonna wake up the next turn, even if he goes for something like Rest, at that point, because he's Choice Locked, I can just spam Spore after and get a kill. Or not a kill, but I can put something to sleep. And so I thought Spore was pretty free, but then I realized that it was Sleep Clause or whatever. So I, again, bring my Behemoth in because it's my designated way of beating him. He goes for a Freeze Dry, gets a crit, then gets like another crit, yep. Which is whatever. I recover back to full, get up the Future Sight, and then I go for the Shadow Ball. And the thing is, this roll is pretty much like in my favor. It's like 70% or something in my favor because I have a bit of bulk on the Behemoth. But either way, I just stay in, and because like if I get the roll, then I'm in a great position. If I don't get the roll, the Future Sight still hits him, right? The turn, because that's still activated, and it'll put it in range of like sneak and stuff like that from my Destinator, which is like still fine by me. So, anyways, I just stay in as he goes for the Freeze Dry, and I do get the roll, and I knock him out with Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball. And he goes for Destinator. Again, he can't really touch the Shiantic, so I'm just going to go for the Strength Step. I'm going to knock him out with Moonblast here. Goes to Type Null. Goes for Crush Claw. That doesn't do anything to me. I can just recover it up here. As I do that, and he gets FX Board, which is whatever. Again, doesn't really matter. It doesn't wake up, and then I'm going to be able to knock out the throw. So that was game 1. And then game 2, I'm just going to go for the top again. The team I'd use was basically... Violate Krokorok with Taunt and Rocks, and Scarf Trevenant, T-Specs Marini, Itemless, Rest Talk Throw, Nasty Plot Spin, Mime Galler, and then Taunt SD Fletch. So basically this team doesn't have really good ways of switching into Rhyme, period. So I let off with my Krokorok here, and I didn't want to click Knockoff here because if it was bulky, then it lived the knockoff, or it was like a roll in his favor to live the knockoff, and then he knocked me out with Ice Beam after. And I didn't want to do that because if that had happened, then I was in a pretty bad position because I don't get Rock Step in this game, and I don't have effective ways of pressuring Manectric and stopping Volt Turn. So for that reason, I switch out and I bring in my Mime as a way of scouting, and he goes into Phalanx. And as a result of that, I had to scout for any sort of like, first impression bandit or whatever. So I go into my Marini because it's my basically designated way of dealing with Phalanx. And at this point, because of the way he doubled in his Desklops on my Marini, I got really suspicious that it might be like some sort of like block set. So for that reason, I make the double to Fletch because my Fletch beats any knock set or whatever. And at this point, again, my Fletch... Okay, so there are only like 2 Solvalis in the tier. and I forgot the other one, but I was talking about this in the recording when I first made it. But there's Sylvalia Rock, and then there's like another Sylvalia. I forgot what it was. It might be Ice. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, this Fletch is never realistically going to be like Manectric and the Poniard, and then maybe get like and like if it's like Rock Volley, then I was never going to be able to beat that either. So I was very so the Fletch, I said I'm just going to take the chip on the Rhyme, because if I take the chip on the Rhyme, then essentially it puts in Krokorok range of knockoff 100%. So decided to stay in. I go for it, and he switches out, fearing like a fire move, I guess. But then he brings in Sylvalia Rock, and so I have like two very good switches to this, which are basically my Marini and my Throw. But the thing is, if I go into either of those on the possible U-turn that he's going to click here, what happens as a result is that he brings in his Rhyme, which I don't have good switches for, and then I'm gonna kind of annoyed by that. So I go into my Trevenant because it covers the Parting Shot, U-turn, whatever play. So he brings in Rhyme here. And at this point, I'm thinking that my Mime is kind of expendable because it's not realistically going to be able to do much in this game. Seeing that he has like the first impression with Fallings and like the Poniard, I'm probably not going to be able to win with it anyways. So I go into my Mime just to soft check and get some chip off, but he reveals that he's Shadow Ball, and that knocks me out. And at that point, I realize that he specs. So I go into my Krokorok here, and I just click knockoff. Oh, I got a Brox. I forgot. Oh, I get the Stealth Rock because he's not going to lock into Shadow Ball, so he can't do anything to me. Can't do anything to me, anyways. And at this point, I make the double. Okay. So if I went into Marini here, and let's say he doubled into something like Rhyme, then I'm in a really crappy situation because I don't really have Psychic Switches, and I have to be guessing between like if he's clicking Freeze Dry and stuff like that. So for that reason, I made the double to Trevenant because I don't even think Throat Chop kills Phalanx, or Throat Chop kills the Trevenant. So I make the double to Trevenant because it covers the double to Mr. Rhyme as well. So I go to Trevenant here. For some reason, he makes a double to Rock Volley. And I'm assuming he doesn't even know that I'm Scarf, and he might just go for the Parting Shot. So I just go for the Wood Hammer, and I'm going to be able to knock the Rock Volley out, which makes things not that much easier, but it basically keeps the hazards up permanently, which is really nice as he goes into Poniard. And then I didn't want to go into Krokorok because I wanted that healthy and not knocked off for the Manectric. So I just go to my Throw here. If he makes a double into Rhyme, then so be it. That's fine. I get in my Krokorok after, and then I click Earthquake and knock off and get a kill after that. So I decided to go to my Throw. He does not make the double, and instead he goes for the SD, and he goes for an Iron Head, gets the flinch, which is really, really annoying. But then goes for the second one that does not get the flinch. So we're able to knock that out with Circle Throw, which is really nice. It goes into Manectric, and at this point, he can either go for like Overheat or Volt Switch. He's not going for anything other than that. If he goes for Overheat, it's a roll severely in my favor to live 2 Overheats from Krokorok. And let's say he does go for an Overheat and gets like a high roll or whatever. I can always go into my Fletch at that point and then click SD and then get Major Chip on something, because it'll beat the Dusclops, it'll beat the Fallings, it'll beat the Rhyme. Because he's locked into Overheat. And because this is revealed specs on the Rhyme, I'm expecting this heavily to be Choice Scarf, because otherwise he doesn't have any speed control on his team and he just loses to fast mons. So I go into my Krokorok here, anticipating the Volt Switch, and he does go for the Volt Switch, and at this point I just go for a Earthquake, because that's gonna be able to do a lot of damage to anything at all. And I make the Marini play now because I want to keep my Trevenant healthy as possible. And he goes for no retreat, which is a really weird play because now he's locked in to stay in versus Marini, and I basically haze, recover, and whatnot, and then get up my T-Spikes, both of my T-Spikes. So I'm gonna be able to full and do whatever. And then I go into my Fletch on the Seismic Toss, again in fear of any sort of like block set or whatever. And then I go like Taunt as he goes for the Toxic, and I just go for an SD here. Or no, I go for the dual wing beat because I know he's not gonna stay in, because he eventually does not. You know, it's like dumb to stay in because you don't get it. Don't beat it long term. Go and toss that Throw here as he goes for the switcheroo. And he goes for the Overheat, trying to catch my Krokorok, I guess, but I'm never risking that. So I just go into my Trevenant and click the Horn Leech because I don't want to click the Poltergeist. And if I click the Poltergeist, I can miss, and then I could be in a crappy situation then. So I decide to just click the Horn Leech, and then he goes into his Dusclops and gets off a rest, and I can just go For a dual wing beat, it really does not matter because like because his set is revealed. I basically just beat it with Croc Rock anyways. So I go for the taunt or whatever, click an SD, and I'm low now. I don't even care if he clicks Toxic. He does get the play right. Clicks Toxic, I click the dual wing beat, and that does absolutely nothing about it. You just taunt it to keep it low. Click the dual wing beat again, and then I'm gonna be able to knock both the Dusclops and the Rhyme out with knockoff, and that was basically game 2. But yeah, so that was my PU Open series. Nothing insane. But drops did actually just fall today in the lower tiers, and it looks absolutely insane. I think it actually came out like while I was playing my series. And I was just talking to friends about them right after. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was PU Open round 1, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.